Guys, why are we messing around? We got a show to run.
Okay, fine.
No one told you life was gonna be this way. Your job's a joke, you broke, your love life's the old way. It's like you're always stuck in second gear, when it hasn't been your day, your week, your month, or even your year. But I'll be there for you.
Good morning, Falcons. I'm Reagan Williams. Today is Thursday, April 24th, and it's National Bucket List Day. Will you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We're back after a few days of being off because of state testing. Next week, we'll have the State American History test on Tuesday and Biology test on Thursday, so we won't have announcements on either of those days next week. Today's your last chance to impress the cafeteria ladies and the lunchroom monitors. Tomorrow we'll reveal this week's SOAR Expectation nominees. This week's SOAR Expectation is respect in the cafeteria, and specifically using please and thank you. If you're nominated, you'll be entered into a drawing to win an Amazon gift card at the end of the month. Tomorrow is your last chance to buy prom tickets. No tickets will be sold after tomorrow, and no tickets will be sold at the door the night of prom. Prom is Friday night, May 9th, at the Lodge at Geneva on the Lake from 6 until 10 p.m. No underclassmen are permitted. All students who are attending must fill out the yellow Rules and Regulations form and return it to the office by Friday, May 2nd. If you are bringing a guest who doesn't go to Jefferson, you also need the pink guest approval form, which is also due May 2nd, no exceptions. 3 multimedia students have come together to showcase a program called SMASH. Let's see what's going on with that.
In today's age, distracted driving has become more of a problem. We have the ease of access to things like cell phones, where people will use them to text or view media while behind the wheel. Some modern cars even have a screen built into the dash to take your eyes off of the road. Some people also tend to eat and or drink in their cars, which can also be a distraction from the road ahead of you. So before you go and shout down, or send that text to your angry boss about being 5 seconds late, think to yourself, is it worth it to drive distracted?
The Impaired Vision Goggles and Impaired Driving Simulator are now here at Jefferson and are open during lunchtime to any student who wants to test them out. The simulator will be up tomorrow and today. And also tomorrow, you'll have the chance to see if you can make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich wearing the Impaired Vision Goggles. Whether or not you get to eat it, we don't know. Gino Giblock has the honor of giving us our weather forecast on what is shaping up to be an awesome Thursday. What's up, Gino?
Not much, Reagan. How about you? Anyways, it's me, Gino Giblock, here with today's weather forecast. Currently around 47-ish degrees out right now, but you can expect that to rise to a high of 80 by dismissal time, and you expect it to settle down to the low 70s for the rest of the day. And if you look at the radar behind me, as you can see, clear skies all day. And that's pretty much all I've got. Back to Slender Man at the desk.
Thanks, Gino. Today's lunch menu is a bonus day and features beefy cheesy nachos, warm breadstick, corn, applesauce, fresh fruit, and a fruit roll-up. Happy birthday today to Connor Deary, our very own Tate Hudson, and Finn Crawford, as well as those who celebrated during the state testing days this week. That list includes Damon Rushling, Hunter Miller, Joseph Pazini, Abby Cotton, and Amy Zeller. Tomorrow night is the second annual talent show, which benefits the Jefferson Music Department. It starts at 7 p.m., and in the auditorium it features everything from music and dance to poetry and even a lasso demonstration. Tickets will be on sale at the door for $5. We're a few days late because of the state testing, but let's reveal this week's Mystery Falcon.
Fact number 1, I'm a senior. Fact number 2, I have a cat named Dirty Laundry. Fact number 3, I have a sister named Bobby. Can you guess who I am?
Hi, I'm Christina Hughes, and I'm this week's Mystery Falcon.
Congrats to Mrs. Alexander's first period class, Alexander Podorf, and Mrs. Koch for correctly identifying Christina Hughes as this week's Mystery Falcon. It's time for sports with Alex Maria. Talk to us, Alex.
Words, words, and more words. No, I'm just joking. I got the info right here. We're going to talk all about it. Good morning, Falcons. I'm Alex Marioth here with sports. First off, some results from yesterday's local sports action. The softball team beat Lakeside 16-0. Ada Serene struck out 8 in 5 shutout innings, allowing just 2 hits. Whitney Reed drove in 3 runs in the win. The softball team is back on the diamond tonight at Edgewood. The baseball team beat Lakeside 6-2. Michael Riffle had a pair of hits and drove in 3 runs to lead the Falcons. They're at West Branch tomorrow. And the boys' tennis lost to Geneva 5-0. The boys are at Edgewood tomorrow. Professionally, the Cavs are up 2-0 against the Miami Heat in their playoff series thanks to last night's 121-112 win in Cleveland. Game 12 will take place on Saturday at 1 o'clock in Miami. The Guardians fell to the Yankees yesterday 5-1. They will play the Red Sox at home tomorrow at 7:10 p.m. And tonight is round 1 of the NFL draft. The Cleveland Browns hold the 2nd overall pick in round 1. The Pittsburgh Steelers will have draft 21st. Coverage begins at 8 p.m. But that's all I got. Back to Reagan.
Thanks, Alex. Before we go, friends, neighbors, countrymen, lend me your ears. Gabe Starr is here with the latest from the Conspiracy Corner.
Hello and welcome back to the Conspiracy Corner. Now, I don't necessarily like reading, but ironically, I do like a good story. And I think I've stumbled upon one of the greatest fabricated tales of all time. Now, normally I'd be happy to just expose the truth to people listening now. However, I thought it would be funny to bring someone along who I think this will affect deeply. So, of course, I brought my English teacher, Mrs. Koch.
To be clear, I'm just here to make sure you don't completely mislead your audience.
Or, I'm about to entirely destroy your worldview. Because... we, unfortunately, open up our story in the United Kingdom. Specifically, a town called Stratford-upon-Avon. The year is 1564, or maybe 1563, possibly even 1565, but probably 1564. A child is baptized. His name, William Shakespeare, a man credited with writing some of the greatest works in the English language. But what if I told you he didn't write a single one of them? Let's start with the basics. Shakespeare left behind no letters, no notes, no manuscripts. The only thing we have left in his own handwriting are 6 signatures. And take a peek. Not only do they look different, but they're spelled differently too.
Okay, well, spelling wasn't standardized yet, so that's not unusual.
You know what is unusual though? His entire family was illiterate. Not a single one of them could read or write.
Well, that doesn't mean that he was illiterate.
But it does mean that the supposed greatest writer in history never thought reading was important enough to teach his own children. That's suspicious.
Or maybe they just didn't need to. Now, women were not educated the same way back then.
Or Shakespeare himself wasn't as educated as we think. Because these plays, they weren't written by some glove maker's son from Stratford. They're filled with advanced legal knowledge, royal court politics, medicine, military tactics, stuff you don't just pick up by watching people on the street. So where did he learn all of this?
Writers do research. They listen. They observe.
Right. Or someone else, someone smarter, wrote the plays. Like Edward de Vere or Edward Green, the Earl of Oxford, a well-educated nobleman, fluent in many languages with direct access to the royal court. He had the perfect background to have written these works. But why would he pass off his work as someone else's? Well, de Vere's high status would have made it politically risky for him to publish under his own name. So what better way to conceal authorship than to pass the torch?
Okay, well, we know Shakespeare was a real person. He was involved in the theater. He acted in his own plays.
Exactly. He was an actor. He was a man perfectly positioned to be the front for someone else's work. And let's not forget, when he died, no one made a big deal about it. No tributes, no major recognition. The guy who supposedly defined English literature passed away, and the world just shrugged.
Well, Shakespeare wasn't a literary icon of his time. That reputation came later. And it's not so much important that Shakespeare, the person, existed, but rather the works do. Who cares if it was Shakespeare or de Vere or a secret group of writers? What is important is that the works exist.
So, I'm right.
No, I do still think the person Shakespeare existed and wrote his own works. My point is that it really doesn't matter either way. the impact Shakespeare has had eclipses the man himself.
Okay. Well, Shakespeare wasn't a real person. He didn't exist. He was fake. None of it was real. Maybe it was written by DeVere, maybe it was aliens, maybe it was me. Who cares? The point is, wake up, people. He wasn't a real guy.
I'm done.
Thanks, Gabe and Mrs. Koch. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Have a great Thursday, Falcons.